Greetings, YouTube, and yes, as a cat using my head as a pillow. Today I'd like to talk about the Metamorphica, which is advertised as being a very large collection of system-agnostic random mutation tables by John Stone Metzger. And first off, I'd like to say that John Stone is a very cool first name, much superior to just plain old John. And this is, as it says, system-agnostic charts and descriptions of mutations, supernatural abilities, and things of that nature. And this product is, it's a digest size. It's not huge. I got it off of Lulu. I think even with shipping included, it was like $8 or $9, so it's not expensive. And I believe you can get the PDF for free if you want. I'm not positive. I heard about this through one of the Yahoo mailing lists that I'm on. Yes, there actually are still mailing lists out there. Quite a few of us are on them because we're fans of the post-apocalyptic setting. And so I purchased this specifically with the idea of inspiration for mutations, for mutants. And you could use this, the random charts in the back are extensive. And you could use this for old school style first edition Gamma World or the Mutant Future inspired games to come up with the mutations for monsters or for player characters. You could use it to create mutant fantasy creatures for a game. You could use it to create mutants for a superhero game. So it has more than one application. It's not just going to fall into a single genre of post-apocalyptic. It's going to fall into a number of different genres for you. And the descriptions are relatively brief. For example, glittering. This mutant is glittery and shimmering. Straightforward. The character has that kind of thing. But some of them are more extensive, like heal others, and then I forget, it gives the mutant can cause wounds to close and injuries to heal. Then it gives a subcategory. You roll a chart for the range of healing. How far did this person be away from the person they're trying to heal? It's measured, giving them references in both feet and meters, so the Europeans will appreciate that. For example, 1 die 10 plus times 10 feet, 1 die 6 plus times 5 meters, 100 yards, 91 meters, sight or touch. And then it gives the degree of healing a single patient can benefit from. For example, it takes about an hour to heal them. It takes half an hour, less than a second, several minutes, several hours, several minutes, several seconds. So you could, depending on how you want to do it, are you leaning towards something that's going to be usable in a single combat round, or something that's more of a post-combat situation where you're trying to heal a person over the course of a night or a few days, but just much more rapidly than natural healing would allow. And the book is just full of these things. There are a few interior illustrations, and they're quite adequate, but most of it's just text. Lots of different charts. You're going to need die 10s for this because it's like a die. It's a die 1,000. So you can be using 3 die 10 to go generate a number between 1 and 1,000. And those will allow you to come up with any number of interesting ideas. Now, some of them are flat-out fantasy. There's a couple of things that make you look like demons, or there's one which like fuses like physical objects with you, which is kind of reminiscent of anime tropes, if you ask me. But a lot of this is very much completely usable as a post-apocalyptic setting material. Now, some of the things do give you suggestions for how effective a mutation is. For example, there's an entry in here for armor. You're a mutant who has some kind of external armor. And it lists 3 levels of it. Soft, harder, or hardest. So essentially, light, medium, and heavy armor. And then the GM can decide, are there degrees? Does their game only have 3 levels? Or does say like each one have 3 levels, so you could decide it's a 2nd level soft armor, or it's a 3rd level medium armor, or it's a 1st level hard armor. You figure it out on your own. You're going to have to come up with the mechanics yourself. But I think most competent GMs can do that, though I would write this stuff down because, again, I'm a believer in consistency. But it definitely, I think it's worth your time. I read through the entire thing. I'm borrowing the charts. I didn't need to read the charts themselves. But I read through the entire thing, and I found it quite entertaining. It was kind of fun to play. Where did this power come from? Because I was able to guess a lot of them and take a stab at a couple of them, like trying to figure out which ones were inspired by, first edition Gamma World, and which has been inspired by like anime tropes, things like that. So I recommend this book. I think that you could definitely get a lot of use out of it, even if you're just going to use it as an idea generator. Throw some dice down, read the numbers off, look at what you got, and think, okay, why does this person have these abilities? How did they acquire them? And so it could get your gears going when you find yourself kind of looking at that blank page going, because you just don't know where to go. This is going to help you, give you a direction, even if it's a wrong direction. It will take you somewhere that you can get somewhere else from that point. So go check it out. I think it's worth your time. I thought it was worth mine. And for the price point that it was available from Lulu, it's hard to lose.